Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Author Babalola, the host for the series titled COVID-19 Impact for Turnaround. Oh my goodness, I am so heavy-hearted right now. I'm sure you can feel it. So I beg to ask the question, how are you all feeling? I know it's been a rough week. For me, I lost a dear friend who is a senior colleague, and to top that, of course, the police brutality that took place recently has just really given just globally so much unrest. So forgive me that I come in not my jovial self, but just wanted to come in. This is the last episode for our series, and I had so much planned. I was going to reveal my next series, talk about my YouTube channel that was going to be coming up, and my podcast, with a new team mentioning living at your finest, but all of that just got erased with all that was going on. There is a time and a season for everything, and right now it's time to be solemn and just reflect. So that's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to reflect with you. So thank you for tuning in live, or if you're watching as a replay, thank you so much. I want to ask a big question today. When you look at me, what do you see, or who do you see? If you're live, please go ahead and just make that comment right there for me. Or if it's on a replay, who do you see? What do you see? That's the question we need to ask ourselves all the time. When we see each other, who do we see? First and foremost, we need to see human beings. We need to see human beings because that's who we are. We are first and foremost human beings. It's not the color, it's not the gender, it's not the where you're from, it's not the religion, it's not any of that. It's who we are first and foremost. And that's what we need to remember, because if we remember that, then we will love each other just as human beings, not anything else. I love you all. I do. I make a conscious effort every day to love everyone around me because we're all God's creation. Nobody came here on their own. And we're not mistakes. We all came here, and we came here with one goal in mind: to love each other, to help each other, to lift each other up and not tear each other down. There's so much unrest, with COVID, the recent milestone in the U.S., over 100,000 deaths, and my heart goes out to everyone that has lost a family member or, just going through it. And then we have this police brutality that took place. It really sickens my heart to what we've become. And I'm hopeful. I have to be hopeful. And I encourage you all to be hopeful that we can be better. We can do better. So today I have my husband, who is going to be sharing a poem that he wrote in light of the current climate, and is also going to speak to, from his angle as an attorney, what training needs to be put in place. As a physician, every year we have to go through HIPAA training. We have to go through compliance training, making sure that we treat everybody the right way. We know that breaking and burning places, we're angry, we're upset, but that's not the answer. We want solutions. We want concrete solutions that will make a change. Our children are watching. My oldest is so troubled. She's venting. She just wants things to get better and wants it to change. And I know we're capable of change. It can happen. We have to believe in that. So without further ado, I'm going to call my husband now. I'm going to invite him to join us. And so let's get him on. Yes, so let's get him on. Yes, Muyiwa, welcome to the series titled COVID-19 Impact for Turnaround.
Wow, thank you so much for having me. I've been looking forward to this beautiful opportunity to be in your series. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I know you have a client and you're rushing out, but I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. So we want to hear your perspective. Give us some insight as to, from your field, as an attorney, what training goes into place? Are you biased when you have a client come into your office? Which case do you pick? Which one don't you? How do you pass judgment? I really want to hear from you. How does it work in the legal field?
Well, the legal field is very, very similar to the medical field. You know, in the medical field, you have what you call the Hippocratic Oath, which means that anyone pretty much that comes before you, either into your clinic or into your hospital, you don't judge the person. You treat the person, one, as a human being,
Yes.
and secondly, you treat the person as well as a patient. In the same vein, you know, in the legal field, you don't judge your client. Any client that comes before you, guilty, innocent, or in between, the first thing is that you treat them, one, as a human being. And then secondly, you treat them as a client. And then thirdly, you maintain what you call confidentiality. In the annals of American justice, no one is condemned unheard, which means that you just can't pass judgment on anybody without giving them the opportunity first to go before a court and be adjudged, you know, with members of the jury of his own peers. So that's how it is in the legal.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. And I since it's very similar, that means you all take annual training just to make sure that you're all keeping with guidelines and protocols. Whatever internal biases that you have, you take care of those before seeing somebody, right? Before working with them. And if you do have those, I mean, we're humans. You know, I wouldn't say that there are days that I see a patient and I don't have a thought in my mind and I'm like, what kind of patient is this? But you always have to balance check. You always have to do that internal check and ask yourself, this person is first and foremost a human being. This person is a child of God. What can I do to make a difference and an impact in their lives? So I really appreciate that you shared that with us. I'm sure, you know, you have all those courses as well. I know you said that you were going to attend one in the next few weeks, and I'm certain that those are some of the things that they talk to you about. Now, I want to find out from you a reflection on what's been going on. Has it rubbed off on you in any form or shape? If it has, please share with us. And what are you doing to uplift your spirit?
Wow, it's been a very challenging couple of days, to say the least. Actually, this really didn't start with George Floyd. You know, it started a while ago. We had the incident with Amy Cooper, who pretty much decided that she could call the cops on an African American just because pretty much she could. We also had the incident of a delivery truck driver who got into a subdivision and had the gate code, and immediately entered the subdivision. The president of the subdivision came by, parked his vehicle behind him, threatened him, called the cops on him, said all kind of things against him, called neighbors. So it's been something that's been going on. And I think it's come to a toe now. And you can only fill the bottle so much before it fills, and eventually it overflows. And I think that's what you're seeing. And for me, if I tell you that I'm at peace, I will not be saying the truth. I'm not at peace. I'm not at peace with the state of the that's actually going on in terms of race relations in the country. I'm not at peace with the Constitution of the United States that guarantees equality and states that everyone should be treated equally under the law. I'm not at peace with how we relate to each other. I'm not at peace with what our children is actually seeing right now and the experiences of our children. I'm not at peace with even how foreigners are actually judging us Americans right now. We're supposed to be the beacon of freedom of the world. And right now, we're not doing that. we're not setting the right examples for other countries to follow when it comes to freedom and equality before the law. So that's pretty much how I'm feeling right now.
Yes. I know you have a poem to share with us, and we hope that that would uplift all our spirits. But again, as you've heard it from my husband, Muyiwa Babalola, it's not a good place to be where you feel that there's inequality taking place in the nation. We all need to first and foremost see ourselves as human beings. We need to teach it to our children. We need to teach it to our children. We need to spread love. We need to spread love. It's not about the color. It's not about, the upbringing. It's just about love. Let us love one another. Let us not pass judgment on one another. George Floyd, I've read so much about him and the kind of person he was. Let us treat each other with decency. And even if he committed a crime, let him have his say in the court of law before you pound on him. So this is a call to action to everyone. Before I go ahead and give my husband the opportunity to read his poem, let us do that internal check with each other. Let us do it with our families. Let us ask ourselves, do you really love? Do you truly love? And if you don't, sit down as a family and ask yourself, why not? What can I do? What changes can I make to make it different? And then for the police officers, we know that you're there to protect. Please do that internal check of one another. Do it collectively. If there are those biases in there, find help, seek support, go through this training, because together we're stronger. Separately, if we separate each other, then it's a lot of chaos, and we don't want chaos. So without further ado, Muyiwa, can you please share your poem with us?
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for this opportunity as well. I love writing. I write lots and lots of poetry and lots of poems each and every day. And I dedicate this specific poem to the loving memories of Mr. George Floyd that passed away in Minnesota. He should not have died, especially the way he did, and under the circumstances in which he did. But I write this in his memory. And it's titled The George of Boy. The George of Boy. And I read. A short while ago, we had normal. Children not being in school was abnormal. Highways, byways, freeways to work were totally abysmal. Schedules, deadlines, and to-do lists were never minimal. 100,000 deaths later, we're struck by the thought that nothing is safer. We hide in our homes like beavers, coming out only to forage for lifesavers. We try to jumpstart society, but it's been left fallow for too long. And it refuses to align with normality. How do we go back without returning to invalid? We will conquer this. We are able to go through this. We can manifest at times like this. In the times of George Floyd, a name that is written into the fabrics of the American society, begging for breath, calling for more. He lay underneath the knee of close his eyes, but his memories will never go to sleep. We preach love, not hate. We preach hope, not blood. We cry in the streets like floods. It's not just black. It's also brown and white. Humanity cries for the true meaning of its creed. Good overcomes evil. History is replete with good, swelling from the earth like seeds. We will relegate the pain to the annals of history. Your turnaround is around the corner, at the very cusp of COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was definitely very comforting. Thank you. I know you're so gifted with poems. That would take me a million years to put all my words together and my emotions. So thank you. And in sweet memory of Mr. Floyd, this poem is written out to you and to all those that are hurting. We're hurting together. I know everyone has to be hurting, whichever color or race you are, you have to be hurting. So again, as I said, a call to action to all of us. Let us have these conversations in our homes. Let us talk to our children. Let's speak to each other. Let us make sure that whatever biases that we have, known and unknown, unconscious or conscious bias, that we work on them, because that's what's going to make us a stronger nation. So until then, I will call out, I guess I'll use another forum to discuss my future series. But for now, let us just take time to reflect with one another. I want you all to stay strong, stay safe, and make sure that you try to keep that smile alive. All right, well, God bless you, and I love you all. Thanks again, Muyiwa, for coming.
Thank you so much, and thanks for the opportunity. I wish everyone the very best. Stay safe and stay strong.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.